Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my channel. My name is Meg and I am a fully qualified yoga teacher, a beautician and a masseuse. And this is my channel where I talk a lot about yoga, tips and tricks and things that you guys can follow along from home, but also some health and wellness as well. I am currently in the beautiful sunny Lindos, slightly cloudy Lindos. Ever so slightly, you can hardly tell. I'm having the best time here. I've been swimming in the sea. I've been honestly eating so much good food. This holiday has been absolutely crazy. And obviously I have been filming so much for you guys so you can experience as much of Lindos and as much of this view as physically possible, because it's too good not to share, right? And I'm staying in the Lindos Royal Hotel, which has been so lovely, non-ad. Just thought I'd let you guys know. I've had quite a few people ask me where I've been staying and how I managed to get a hotel with this nice view. So that's where I'm staying, at the Lindos Royal in Lindos. Today I am going to be showing you or doing a breakdown of, I'm going to go as far as to say my all-time favorite yoga pose. When I very first got into yoga asana, this was the pose that my teacher did, and she was doing it on Instagram. And I was obsessed, and I was like, that's what I want to learn to do, which is a flying split, which I absolutely love. It makes me feel so strong, so empowered, and every time I do them, it reminds me of why I set out to be a teacher and how much I achieved, because when I very first started, I couldn't do this pose, obviously, at all, and now it's one of my favorites that I find I do all the time, and I add on to it. It is an arm balance, so making sure you have really strong arms is going to help. So maybe if you're not able to hold a crow pose, for example, or you struggle in a down dog to hold it, or your arms get sore, practice things like your chaturangas, practice things like planks as well, anything that's going to improve the strength in your shoulders and your arms, because this is, like I said, a really good arm balance, or a deep arm balance. I do have a breakdown of how to do a chaturanga and some different drills, workout drills within your chaturangas to even strengthen your arms even more. So if this is your goal as well, then have a little look at that video, follow along, and hopefully you'll find that strength, or you will eventually find that strength to be able to get in there as well. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I always work with a good grippy mat whenever I am doing arm balances, because I want to make sure that the mat is not going to slip out from underneath me, so it's always worth doing. And I always work on a hard surface whenever I'm doing arm balances, because it will cushion and protect your joints in the right way. If you're working on carpet, or if you're working on grass or something squishy, it is not going to work the same. A yoga mat is slightly different, so if you need a thicker yoga mat, that's okay, but making sure you're using that on a hard surface like wood, stone, concrete, something like that. You don't need blocks or straps to do this, but when you're ready, we will get started. So we're going to take this step by step. The first step is to come into your downward facing dog. This is the way that I learned it, and this is I found the easiest way. You might find that it is slightly easier to come from a tabletop, but personally, I'll show you the way from a down dog on this side, on my right side, and then on my left, I will show you from a tabletop. So we're going to start in our down dog. So we're going to begin tabletop, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, flexing the toes, bum comes back towards your heels, lifting up into your down dog. If you need to take a bend into your knees and lift your heels, you can do here, and find the strength here. So really push the floor and the mat away from you. What we're going to do from here is lift up the right leg, coming up onto the ball of the left foot. We're going to step the right knee to the right bicep and back. So this is what we're aiming for, is to come forwards and down, and then come all the way down, and holding this here. So that's your level 2. So we're starting in or level 1, I should say, actually. So we're starting in your down dog. We're picking up the right leg, stepping it down into your chaturanga arms with your knee on your bicep. So my arm is in a tabletop position. From here, you can begin to lift up the back leg. So think of yourself like a scale when you're doing this. So that can take a little bit of time because you're working out where your center of gravity is. But just begin by maybe Just begin by lifting your back leg a little bit and then taking it down. And then maybe you can hold it and then straighten out the other leg. So that is how you get into it. We'll go through it again nice and slowly, step by step on this side, and then I'll show you from the left-hand side. So like I did, we're starting in your down dog, picking up the right leg, taking it to the outside of the right arm and bending into the arm, straightening the leg, and then maybe lifting your back leg up and down. Once you're in it, you're then gazing down at the floor and trying to lift yourself up as high as you can. Into your flying split. We'll do the same on the other side, but I'll show you from a tabletop rather than coming into a down dog. So I personally actually find this a little bit harder, but some people might find this a bit easier if you're not able to bring your leg as close into you. We're starting in our tabletop. We're going to take the right leg behind, so we're coming almost like into a plank from here. So as you're lifting your back leg up, we're going to bend into the arms and bring your left knee towards your left arm and tip the weight forwards. Again, finding that scale, balancing here, gazing down, lifting up tall. So some people will find it easier from a down dog like me, others might find it easier from a tabletop. I find that it's definitely easier from a down dog, but because I practice my vinyasa flows, so I'm very used to coming from a down dog into a plank, halfway down into a chaturanga, and then into your cobra. So that same movement works quite well for me, but other people might not find that as easy. Oh, I feel like that was such a quick video, but that is literally how you get into your flying split. I think I'd go as far as to say my all-time favorite position. Just taking it really nice and slowly, working on your drills, getting strong in your crow pose is going to be really helpful, and then just working the way up from there, getting strong in your chaturangas, strong arms, finding your balance, and just taking it really slowly. If you try and whip your back leg up really quickly, you're probably going to hurt yourself. You also want to make sure you warm up your wrists really well before you start practicing. But yeah, making sure you really well warm up your wrists. I do have a wrist video that you guys can follow along, and it's the stretches or the movements that I do before any arm balance practice, and pretty much every yoga practice as well. So it's worth having a look at, worth following along. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and please subscribe, and I look forward to practicing with you again soon. Thanks. Bye.